All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Field Lacrosse Nationals here in Calgary, Alberta. We are at New Brighton Field for some U19 action between Alberta and Manitoba. Sorry for the slightly late start. We were having some issue getting the stream up, but we're here now. You only missed one goal. There'll be plenty more throughout the rest of the game here. Alberta is currently up 1-0 after an impressive one that just barely snuck by the Manitoba goaltender. Gardner has it here at center. He's going to send it to the other side there. Setting this one up for Sardison. Back up to Gardner. Sends it over to Cook at center. Down the other side now. Clark has it. Back down behind the goal where it'll find Hannigan. They rotate it a little bit more here. Clark with it once again. Right behind the goal. This one sneaks by him all the way out the back as we'll see Manitoba picking this one up. Manitoba now trying to go the other way. He's pushing in. On the stick of Hoffer. This one gets knocked off his stick. The Alberta defender gets knocked down, rushing in and beats McDonough, tying us up at 1. Has a rather impressive solo effort there, coming off of the stick of Wyatt Hoffer. On the other side of things, we're seeing a matchup between Saskatchewan and Manitoba on Field 1 between the two U17 teams. Your score over there is 2-0 early here in the first quarter. So we get ready for another face-off here. On one side, we'll see Bolger for Alberta. On the other side, we'll see Alberta jumping up on the rush, trying to get their lead back. Bolger all alone, rushing it in, but the Manitoba goaltender staying strong. Alberta moving down the left side, setting this one up at center. Gets knocked off his stick. Meyer down the left side, setting it up for his teammate who whips it on goal. Alberta with their second. That one coming off of the stick of Titus Doan. A lot of early scoring here between these two teams. Something that we're seeing here as well is we're seeing the Alberta flag waved and ran back and forth for every Alberta goal. We were seeing that on the other field during our last game between U17 Alberta and Quebec was the other team. We're seeing that almost tradition here continuing. This one's picked up. Bolger through center. Rushing up with it, decides to pass it over. Ferrati whips it on goal, and that's back-to-back Alberta goals as they go up 3-1. Rushing in straight off the face-off. Assist going to Bolger straight off of the face-off win. As that brings them up to 3-1 still early here in the first quarter. This one's won by Bolger once again, rushing down the right side. We'll see a flag flying in the air now. As we're going to have to wait till Alberta loses it here to take a peek at what the call is. This one is going to go to Ethan Morris. It's going to be a 1-minute slashing call. Alberta getting a chance on the man advantage. Alberta setting it up in front, whipping that one on goal, but that one stopped by the Manitoba goaltender. Backing up with it. This one's going to be a long pass over the head of its target. Able to run back under it, but it'll be picked up by Alberta heading the other way. On the right side now, that's Ferrati. Dobbin has it now. He'll get it right back. Back to the other side. Back to Dobbin. Whipping that one on goal, but that goes wide left. And we'll see them get it right back. As they send it back out to center. Back to the far side. Walking this one over. Opposite side again. Back in front, and Alberta increasing their lead as that brings us to 4-1. A lot of Alberta offense early in this matchup. Manitoba was able to tie it up after Alberta's first goal, but haven't been able to respond quite yet. We'll see if on this face-off they can change that. Ball's dropped and away we go. This one's pinned off. Bolger picking it up, rushing down the left side. He's going to have to look for help. With it now. He'll fake right, goes left, sending it to the opposite side, whipping that one on goal as that one was quick off of the stick of Orion Sardison, and with that, there'll be a 5-1 lead. As an update to what's going on over on Field 1 in the U17 Field Lacrosse Nationals. Currently, Saskatchewan has a 4-0 lead over Manitoba. One back to Ferrati. He'll wait for it. Handing it off. As now Sardison is going to walk forward with it before sending it to Cook. Cook finds Gardner walking down the left side. Back behind the goal now. This one ends up on the stick of Hannigan. Hannigan swinging this one back up the wing. Opposite side now. Back behind the goal once again. Hannigan to the far right corner. Back up to Ferrati. Setting it up there. Spinning off the block to the other side. Gardner has it. Spins off the defender. Rushing down the left side. Won't quite be able to shake him. Back down to the corner again, but that one has a bit more mustard on it and goes out the back. Manitoba now heading the other way and starting their breakout. Pushing down the left. Runs into some defense, but he'll push by him as that one is being pushed up by Hoffer. Rushing up all alone, whipping it in on McDonough, who's able to reject it. And this one ends up on the opposite side. Manitoba chasing it, but it'll go out. And we'll see Manitoba starting with it in the offensive zone. LaChance has it, sends it up high. Out to center. Over to Schroeder. Schroeder back down to the right corner. Behind the goal here. Kent back down to the bottom side here. They're working it in through the left. Back behind the goal once again. working it in. They'll rush down that side. Back behind the goal, switching over to the right. Back in front once again, rushing it alone. That gets knocked off his stick. Fraudy heading the other way. He's got speed, and there's no one who's going to catch him. Rushing in. He's got a lane in on net. Finds someone in front, and Alberta buries another. That'll bring their total up to 6. Strong start for Alberta early here. Similar score going on our other field between Saskatchewan and Manitoba. 5-0 is your score. Saskatchewan holding a very nice lead as both of these games are quickly approaching the end of the first quarter. Calls the Manitoba player on an infraction, and Alberta gets their offense going. But we'll get a quick whistle, and it'll be a timeout for Team Alberta. So with that, we'll take a short break and get right back with you once both teams re-enter play. All right, welcome back. We're now back out of the timeout here. Alberta on offense, loading and firing. Didn't take too long there, as they're going to drain another one here. And that brings their total up to 8, I believe, by my count. "12 seconds left in the first quarter as we're quickly approaching our break. On the other side, we're seeing the two other squads have already entered their first quarter break. Saskatchewan up 6-0 with Manitoba sitting in the back seat, at least for now. Alberta pushing up with limited time left on the clock. This one's along the right side, trying to spin off a defender. He'll need to shoot it quick. Won't get it quite there in time, and that'll do it for your first quarter. The score as of right now, I believe, is 8-1. If I have that right, I'll have to get that fact checked for you as we head into the second half. We'll be right back with you when both teams return to the field. All right, welcome back. Both teams are back out at center as we get ready to go. 7-1 is your score. I had to quickly correct myself. I'm pretty sure I said the wrong score at the end of the quarter. That was my bad. 7-1 is the score. Bolger winning the face-off and heading into Manitoba's zone. Popped right back. Ferrati is going to be there to grab it. He'll walk with it, sending it down to the right corner for Sardison. Back behind the goal now. On the other side, Bolger with it again to Ferrati. Across the way, finding Dobbin. Back behind the goal again. Back to Dobbin. They center it once more. Walking in, Bolger whips that one wide right of the post. And we'll see Alberta continue their offense. On the stick of Hannigan. Back behind the goal here, sending it up to Bolger. Back to Ferrati. As they continue to just move this one right around the outside. Thankfully, the wind that we've been seeing all afternoon long has calmed down. I'm no longer worried about our broadcasting tent here flying off. Did not want to, as we'll get a turnover. Did not necessarily want to get taken away like a lot of bouncy castles I've seen on the internet lately. Manitoba breaking out. This one's on the stick of Pierce, but he's going to get double teamed here at center. We've got a flag in the air. We'll wait to see what the call ends up being. It'll be a cross-checking call. This one is going to go to Alberta, as we're going to see Ryder Bemung sitting. And it looks like Bemung is actually getting two separate 1-minute penalties that are being combined into a full 2-minute period, meaning he'll sit for 2. Manitoba now with a fairly good chance here to start scoring a few. As we see Alberta starting to move through. Long pass. Able to find Ellis in the offensive zone. Over to Clark. Clark quickly gets attacked by 2. He's able to outrun them on the right side. Pushing in. Runs by a block and takes it to the corner. He'll spin backwards now. Has Gardner with him. Sends it up to Sardison instead. Over to Kohut. Kohut spinning off the defender. Rushing in on the left. Has a lane. Pushes through all alone. As that one was a fairly impressive try, and he buried it. As Alberta continues to add to their total. Impressive play there by Brett Kohut. We'll get ready for another face-off as both teams return to center. We're in the second quarter currently, as well as the other game on the other side here, as Saskatchewan is holding a fairly large lead, which is currently 8-0 over Manitoba in the U17 category. You can find that stream at any point over on our CROW LAX TV YouTube page, which is exactly where you're watching this. If you go to our live feed, you can see both of the games that are currently available. So if this game's ever in a break and you are just dying to see a bit more lacrosse, you can always go over there and check out that stream. Hoffer's charging over center here, making his way down the right side. Turning back with it. Pushing by. into the left corner. He ends up falling down right in front, spinning back. That one's whipped on goal. And now we're going to get a chance to see what these flags are for. And we're going to have a Manitoba timeout, as we're going to wait for some confirmation on what the penalties are going to be and all of that fun stuff. We'll be right back with you when the players return to play. All right, welcome back. Both teams, have returned to the play. We've got an Alberta player currently sitting, and Manitoba trying to take advantage of a man up. Back behind the goal for them now. Pushing up the left side, back out to center. Manitoba continuing to just push this one around. On the far side, back up high, whipping it on goal. McDonough rejecting that one. Long pass. This one's going to get sent far. Pushing in now is Clark. Clark down the right side, sends it to the left, and Alberta will bury one more. Barrett Clark with his first of the game. As we'll see the Alberta player leave the box there. And we're back at even strength. This one's won by Manitoba. Ball's hitting the dirt. Both teams fighting for it. One back into Alberta's zone, as they're still trying to see who can pick it up first. Gets knocked down. We have a whistle and a flag in the air. Not going to take too long to see what that one was for, as it is going to be a Manitoba player sitting. That's Gage Parnell. Ferrati picking it up, and Alberta starting their man-up advantage. Pushing in on the left side. Bolger with it, sending it back behind, right in front for Hannigan, but he'll miss the goal. Sardison once again, over to Hannigan. Up high to Ferrati. Continuing to work it around on the other side. Someone's in the slot there, and they'll just bury that one, as that one's going to come off of the stick of Hale Dobbin. And that will bring them to a score of 10-1. Over on the other field, Saskatchewan is up 9-0. Like I mentioned earlier, you can find that game at any moment in our live feed on CROW LAX TV's YouTube page. Both games are available completely for free, so make sure to take advantage of it. Alberta rushing down the right side, that's Bolger. Finds a teammate on the right, that's Sardison. Slowing her down, letting a few teammates join him. Making their way all the way around. Back up to Ferrati. Gardner once again. Back to the corner. Behind the goal. Sardison once again. Continuing to just rotate her around. Pushing it in on the right. It hits the dirt. Picked right back up by Bolger. Gets knocked off his stick. Manitoba recovering as they start to move out. But it'll be turned right back over, it looks like. Sardison with it. Ferrati to Sardison. Cross to Gardner. Hannigan holding it in the corner, gets knocked off his stick. Manitoba will recover it. That one's in the corner. And I believe that was stolen by Griffin Brown. It's going to go all the way to the far sideline here, where it goes out of bounds. Ontario starting her up. Or Manitoba, excuse me. Ooh, big hit there at center. We've got flags. And that's going to be an instant cross-checking call on Ferrati. It'll be a 1-minute penalty, which is going to be a fairly good opportunity here for Manitoba. With it out in front, they're going to start to push it down the right. Down to the corner now. Back high. Continuing to work it around the arc. This one ends up high once again. On the right side, right in front, fakes the shot to the corner, whipping it low, but it won't beat McDonough. Manitoba pushing up to the other side. Passing back and forth. He'll be picked back up after it was knocked off his stick. He's going to take more than one whack. Has to recover it before it goes out of bounds, and he will. He's going to choose to just roll this one back in. And now we've got flags. As that'll stop play for a moment here, and we'll have to see what the call is. It'll be a 30-second call, this one going to Andrew White. Manitoba up high with it. Down to the corner once again. Setting it up. Long shot. That one's going to whistle wide of the net. and Manitoba gets a chance to restart their offense. They'll start with it on the left side here. Back out to center. Choosing to walk this one out and create a little bit of space. LaChance has it. Spins off the block. Spins back, narrowly avoiding a double team. On the other way here. Manitoba making their way around the left side. Charging in with it. And it looks like there might be another flag. Potentially another Alberta player going. So to explain the calls really quick, we've got Barrett Clark for Alberta sitting for a minute due to slashing. Bit of a more interesting one on the other side for Manitoba, as their penalty is going to be for an illegal screen. It'll be a Manitoba timeout here, and we'll be right back with you once things get back underway. Your current score is 10-1 on our other field here before we move on. We're currently sitting at 9-0 Saskatchewan. Make sure to stick around. We'll be right back with you in a moment. Welcome back. Both teams have returned to play as we get ready to go once again. Manitoba starting with it. Two players both sitting in the box, one for slashing, one for an illegal screen, one for either side. Slashing is on the side of Alberta. Illegal screen for Manitoba. Alberta's going to get the steal and rush back down the other way. Pushing in on the left side now. In deep, all alone, has the lane to himself and decides to turn back. And with that, we're going to see the illegal screen penalty come to an end. And Alberta has it back in the right corner. Dobbin working with it. He has to spin off a few hits. It'll be a Team Alberta timeout here, as we'll get one more timeout before we get the chance to move into halftime. Make sure to stick around, as we'll be right back with you once the action returns. We're back underway. Alberta on offense. Right side here, Hale Dobbin has it. Dobbin's rushing down the right side, trying to outrun the Manitoban defender. Won't get there as he gets popped off his stick and out of bounds. Manitoba now getting the ball, and they're going to push to head the other way. As we're not too far from halftime now. Both teams fighting for it in the right corner. This one gets sent to the goaltender. And with that, our half has come to a close. Final score for the first half, 10-1 on the other side. It is currently sitting at a score of 9-1 for Saskatchewan. We'll be right back with you once things return to play over here. As for our other stream, they went into half a little bit sooner than us, so if you're just itching, to get back to that lacrosse action, that game should be back a little bit sooner. We'll be right back here, though, in around 10 minutes. All right, welcome back to the second half of action. Both teams fighting for it at center. This one's going to end up stuck in the dirt. We've got a lot of different jerseys in that pile. Manitoba's going to end up coming out on top of it. Popped in the air as they head into the offensive zone now. Purnell has it, dodges a few defenders. Down the right side. This one's sent a little bit too far and out the back. So we're going to see Alberta setting up in Manitoba zone, back behind the goal here. This is the second last slate of games we've got for today. Not as many games compared to Thursday and Friday. We'll be ending with the 4 p.m. slot being our last docket of games, if you want to put it like that. Normally we finish with an 8 p.m. game, at least on the Thursday and the Friday we did. That will not be the case today as things wrap up here at New Brighton at around 4 p.m. Taken back behind the goal here. Back up to Dobbin. Gardiner along the left side. Along the right side here, Gardner has it. Pushing in, Dobbin trying to set up some offense, gets all alone, and that one whistles by the right post or the left post of Grezbeniak. This one's sent back up high. Bolger has it. He's going to try and push in, goes to the left of the defender. Loses the ball for a moment, gets it right back. Has to gather himself, sending it back out to Dobbin, who had a near chance. He's going to use his speed to try and find an edge on the left side. Won't get there. This one's sent over to Titus Doan. Continuing to try and work her in. Back up high. Bolger. Back behind the goal once again. All the way on the other side of the field. Alberta pushing back the other way after a turnover. And this one's going to end up all the way on the other side, and we've got two flags flying in the air. And we're going to wait to see what the official call ends up being. Looks like Dylan Bellevue for Alberta is going to sit for unsportsmanlike conduct. As we wait until things get back underway here. Manitoba pushing in. They'll move to the left side. Along the left. Pushing in here. This will end up being turned over. Alberta now moving down center. Noah Everson has it. But it looks like we'll get another whistle here. And Manitoba now getting it back and heading back down the field now on the right side. And that is going to do it for the Bellevue unsportsmanlike call. We're back at even strength. Manitoba has it up at center. Manitoba pushing in down the right side. This one on the stick of Schroeder. Back behind the goal. Flag in the air. Still has possession though. Ends up making its way back out and we'll get a whistle. We'll see what the call ends up being. Most likely on Alberta. It'll be a slashing call. Looks like we're going to get two, actually. On the left side. Manitoba starting with it here. Two players in the box for Alberta. Up here. Trying to find Ramsey. Won't find him. Second chance gets to him, though. All the way back down to the corner. Walking forward with it. He'll load it up. This one's going to get chased out. Heading the other way now. On the stick of Everson. And there's going to be a timeout for Team Alberta as we get a short little break here in the third quarter. Your score remains at 10-1 on the other side of things. As an update, Saskatchewan is currently leading by a score of 11-2. So we're going to head into a short break while both of these teams sit in timeout. We'll be right back with you once the action continues. Alrighty, welcome back. Alberta's on offense here out of the timeout. Ferrati has it. Runs to the left before centering this one once again. Sardison's going to push in down the right side. He's going to hold it there. He's going to face some double coverage, but is able to outrun the first, but runs into a wall on the second. Fakes the pass. Decides to send it back up high for Ferrati. Has Bolger as an option on the other side. Is going to take that. Bolger sees the lane, and he'll take it. Down the left side, gets pushed back out, right in front. And that one's going to come off the stick of Titus Doan. Alberta increases their lead for the first time in a little bit. I don't believe it's their first goal of the third quarter, but They've certainly had a bit of a break from the offense. We'll get ready for another face-off. We've got a goalie change in the Alberta crease. Owen Hamill is back there. The wind is starting to return to us here. We were having some bad wind issues during the last game. Starting to come back. Hopefully it doesn't become too much of an issue. To give you an idea of how bad it was at one point, we were worried about our tent blowing away. We've got it attached to a bunch of water barrels, and up high where you're currently seeing our view, we've got all of our tripods duct taped to the floor to ensure that we do not lose a camera, as that would not be too good. Looks like we've got a flag here. It's going to be a technical call. A legal procedure. It'll be a 30-second call. Going to sit for it will be Bellevue. They're going to rush up with it. Down the left side now. Manitoba is going to have it here up at center. Alberta with it here on the right side. Pushing in. This one's going to end up getting knocked out. And ends up somewhere along the sideline. One fan might be going home with a souvenir. It looks like we're going to have a face-off to determine who's going to be getting the ball here. Face-off back underway in the offensive zone. Alberta getting the steal and heading back the other way. Ellis has it on his stick, sending it across as they move down the right side. Back over to Bolger, who's firing this one, saved by Grisbeniak. And it's going to go back behind the goal. Manitoba recovering it. They'll go D to D. Rushing down Center Street here on the other side, back in front. Chance for Manitoba, and they'll bury it. That brings their total up to 2.
We'll get ready for another face-off here. Your score is 11-2 currently. On the other side of things, currently Saskatchewan is leading 13-2 in our U17 game. You can find that one on our other live feed going on during here at CROW LAX TV. All you have to do is go over to our YouTube page, go to live, and you should see these two streams, obviously with our Manitoba and Alberta one, as well as Saskatchewan and Manitoba. Back behind the goal. Alberta working around the offensive zone here. Going to the other side. On the other side here, Alberta back up high. Kohut has it. Fakes right. He's going to take it. Charging in. Right on goal. As that'll be one of... He's now got multiple goals on the game. This one's on the stick of Owen Hamill as Alberta wastes down the last few seconds here of quarter three. And now we're going to get ready to head into our final quarter break before the final quarter. And with that, we'll be right back with you once the action returns. Your score right now, 12-2, with Alberta currently leading on the other side. We currently have Saskatchewan sitting at 13, Manitoba sitting at 2. We'll be right back with you in just a little bit.
All right, welcome back. You're watching the fourth quarter of play in between the U19 teams, Team Alberta and Team Manitoba. You are also watching the U19 Field Lacrosse Nationals here in Calgary, Alberta. We are currently at the new right fields here at the Athletic Park. My name is Simon Chaskovsky. I have been bringing you the call through the previous 3 quarters. On the other side of our streams here, we've got Anand bringing you the call for our Saskatchewan and Manitoba game, which is currently sitting at a score of 13-2. I'll be bringing you updates occasionally on that one. Nice chance by Alberta, set to ride. That one going right in front there, trying to pass it into the slot. Second chance, great save there. There's Beniak able to turn that away.
What happened?
Manitoba down the left side. Aguilar charging through here. He's all alone. Finds a teammate on the side, but that one had a bit too much mustard behind it. Trying to argue their case that it was a shot. Gets hard. Sending it over center. It gets popped high. Manitoba with the steal. Trying to move it back down the field. Ramsey has it here.
Help him, Schultz! Help him!
Sending it inside. Back to the corner. Manitoba. Getting held on the left side here. Pushing it further in. Back far behind the goal, right in front. Hamill rejecting that one. Alberta now pushing down the left side. Gardner with it on his stick. Rushing up with it. That one goes off the goaltender and out of bounds.
Great job, Chaser.
Anything?
Wait, switch side. Get around, place.
Back behind Alberta. Around the offensive zone. Back behind the goal once again. Sartison as an option, doesn't take it. Hannigan to the right side. Down to Ferrati. Sartison once again charging through. Takes the shot, but bounces right over the crossbar. Alberta going to get the chance to continue here after that shot attempt missed. Alberta pushing in. Hannigan not quite able to get it on goal as it goes over. Dobbin trying to recover. He'll get knocked down. Alberta will be the first one there. Bolger with it up high. They'll center it. On the right side now.
Hey, double!
Stick of Ferrati.
Here we go!
Back to center. Rushing in here. Down to the corner once again. Thinks about the shot. Pushing in himself. Hannigan decides against it. Has to turn back. Doing a good job retaining possession. Back out to center now. On the other side. Chance for the long shot.
Karma. Is it good?
This one's going to get awarded to Alberta. Manitoba now rushing up with it. Hoffer turning an edge on the right side here. He'll get slowed down. Manitoba now with it. Far right side. Back to Hoffer. Rushing in here. Shot by Hoffer goes awry. Hamill's able to cover it right up. And Alberta's going to try and break out down the right. Sending a long pass. So I'll find the stick and another ball attacker. Rushing in here. Down the left side here. Bounces off the 5 hole. Alberta takes another. 13-2 is our score currently. Other field, we're seeing Saskatchewan and Manitoba playing a very similar game. Saskatchewan up 13-3. We'll get ready for another face-off here. For Alberta. That's going to be Croysdale on the other side of him. I believe that is Ethan Morris. Both refs back off and we get going. This one gets pinned down. Morris tries to break it free. It'll be won by Croysdale, and now Alberta setting up. Taking a step back. Back over half. Fire. Pushing in. We have a whistle.
Timeout, blue.
And we have a timeout for Team Alberta here, as we'll get a short break here. We're currently in the 4th quarter. Your score 13-2. We'll be right back with you once the action resumes. All right, both teams returning to the field here. We'll get ready to go once again. You're watching the 4th quarter of Alberta versus Manitoba. This is a U19 matchup. We are quickly coming to a close on both of our games on the 2 p.m. docket. We've still got some more to go, or at least one more to go. So make sure to stick around for that. That game's starting at 4 p.m. And I believe it's a U17 game, if I remember correct. We're going to get a flag thrown in the air. Rushing in here is Alberta. Takes a whack. Charging in is Kohut. Lays the shoulder before losing it. And now we've got a second flag.
as we've got a second here to try and take a look at who's going to be sitting in the box. We're back underway here. You got the penalties figured out. Manitoba's in the box. Kohut, long shot right over the crossbar. We'll get ready for another draw here. It looks like we're going to see a face-off matchup of Aguilar and Bulger. Quite a large size difference there, or height to be specific. Bulger being quite a bit taller. This one's won by Bulger as he runs down the field, pushing down the left side. Trying to set something up. Bulger cutting in, buries that one top corner. As that's going to be another one for Alberta. 15-2 is your score. Manitoba penalty coming to an end here. We'll get even strength once the face-off starts. The wind's been really odd today here on both fields, as it seems like every 30 minutes it's switching whether it wants to be here or not. I guess that is just Calgary weather for you. On the left side here, Ferrati has it, and they're going to call a penalty. There's going to be a body checking call. This one going to Kent. As we're going to see Alberta get a man advantage. On the left side here, we'll see Clark starting with the ball. Sending it back behind the goal. Back in front once again, rocketing that one off the crossbar and into space and out the back. Cook sending that one over the head of his target. That one almost over the center line there. Alberta loading up. Long shot, and that one ends up back behind the goal. Cook. This one gets fired. It gets blocked. Alberta back with it up high. That one's on the stick of Clark. Pushing in. Chance here for Clark. He's going to take a few whacks. Manitoba gets the turnover and heads back the other way. He's getting chased. And it looks like the game on our other field here has come to a close. Final score is going to end up being 15-3. It looks like we have an injury on the field right now. That one is to Owen Hamill. He's going to get some help from the trainer to leave the game here. McDonough is going to come in to relieve him. Hopefully he's all right. He's able to walk off on his own, but you never like to see something like that happen, especially this late in the game. And he's had a spectacular tournament so far for Alberta, being a big part of most of their wins. Manitoba with it back behind the goal. Faking left, they're going to run with it. Turning back. Sending this one up to center. Aguilar on net. McDonough makes his first save of the fourth quarter. McDonough getting it back in front. Ends up right in front of McDonough, who covers this one right up. Dobbin. He's going to rush down the right. Stop and go. Over to the other side here. Long pass in front, and that one's going to go wide. Alberta more than likely going to get this ball back. This one's going to end up getting whistled down. We'll get ready for a face-off here. This one's down on the ground. Getting knocked wide. Getting a quick penalty. Manitoba getting it back and heading the other way on the stick of Kent. Kent's going to rush down the right side now. Stopping on the spot. Turning back with it. Moving out to center. Kent. Across the way. Manitoba starting something up on the left side. He's going to walk into center. Back to the corner. Back behind the goal now. Time running out. Maybe a last-second shot attempt. Looks like that won't be the case. And that will do it. Final score, 16-2. Alberta coming out on top in what was a very strong victory for Team Alberta's U19 team. Thank you so much for watching this stream. We've got one more game left in the day, I believe, and that is going to be Quebec versus British Columbia here on the U19 field. Oh, my apologies. I'm getting corrected now. Alberta versus Nova Scotia is the game we have coming up. Wanted to make sure we got that right. And my apologies. It looked like on our little schedule here we did have the wrong game, but that's all right. we know now, as both the teams for that upcoming matchup is starting to enter our field one. We'll get ready to go for that one and get back to you. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I've been Simon Shaskovsky. You're watching day 3 of Field Lacrosse Nationals. Make sure to stick around here on CROW LAX TV. But if I don't see you again, have a good afternoon.